lovers. So I am sitting down today to do a get ready with me, and I am testing out all kinds of new products here. Tons of them from my PR package, a couple of them from my most recent makeup haul video, and just showing you guys how I'm using them. And we just kind of do it as we go along and figure it out as we go along. I also show you guys how I curled my hair today. I do fast forward through that part, but I show you how I did this type of look as well. And I'm gonna jump right into it, so let's get started. All right, so let's get started. And I'm apologizing in advance again, still for my voice. My ear still hasn't popped, still have this horrible cough, which I try to edit out. I'm drinking lots of hot tea, green tea, with honey and lemon and all that. It is what it is. So I'm gonna try this Dr. JART's, the Tiger Grass Cream. It's supposed to help with redness, and if you can tell, I have a bit of redness through my skin right now. So I figured I'd give this a shot today. I did already put on like my moisturizer and SPF, but you know, let's see how this works. I always have redness under my, like my skin is always got redness to it, but my undertone, whoo, that made my skin redder. Anybody else noticing that? Let's see, we'll let it sit for a second. Then my favorite, the Sol Janeiro Brazilian Kiss. This stuff, I'm obsessed with this stuff. I just can't get enough of it. Next thing, while we're waiting for that to settle on my face, is I'm going to use the Sephora airbrush and an big old Sigma brush. My chest, I've been using my skincare on my chest, and I have SPF and all that on there. Put some on the brush, and I actually just take it down my neck and down my chest, just to even it out, because I have a lot of sunspots, some freckles, but most of them are sunspots down my chest. And this just kind of helps to even out my skin tone on my neck and down my chest, so it doesn't look so blotchy right now as I'm doing all of this skincare. I showed this in a haul, but I have only used it once or twice, so I figured I'd use it with you guys. It's the YSL All Hours Foundation. It is the up to 24-hour wear, flawless matte, full coverage, oil-free in the color BR40. Has an expiration date on the bottle versus how many months. Two pumps. When I opened all the IT Cosmetics stuff, I missed one of the brushes. This brush was in there. It's called the IT brushes for Ulta. It's called the Air Brush Full Coverage Complexion Brush, and it had this color on it. It's not blush. It's actually supposed to help with the application, so we'll see. I'm just tapping this on. This foundation, by the way, smells amazing. Just kind of dabbing it all on. You can see the coverage. It's got really nice coverage to it. I kind of dab it on in the same motion I would if I was using my beauty blender. And you don't need much of this. I try not to put it on my lips, but you know, it doesn't always work out. I do have a new mirror down here. I'll show it in another haul video, but I'm trying out a new mirror. I was trying it because I need a new mirror for my Cape house. Oh, I forgot one thing before I get this far. My MAC Prep and Prime Radiant Rose. I forgot this. I usually do this first. It's kind of funny. I totally forgot. I think it's because I put that moisturizer on first. It's throwing me off. I don't take it all the way up, but I kind of go back and forth. It was only that little click that I did, and I just flipped the thing around all the time. So I go back and forth between the two. I do use a Beauty Junkee sponge for this, and I look up, and I just kind of bring it up. You can tell the difference in the brightness under the eye. And this Beauty Junkee sponge is damp. So, love that. Okay, back to the brush. Sorry. So, let's do down the face. I go around my nose, get in really good in the creases there, because that's where my foundation tends to break. If it is going to break, go over the cheeks. I go over my eyes if I don't have lashes on. I just like the base it gives. Same thing on this side. Go all the way up under the eyes. This brush is pretty nice. It's like, it actually is doing a really good job and getting in there really good. Just make sure this is all blending into the, around the ears. Go through the hairline with the, whatever's on the brush. I'm just working it in little bit by little bit over here. Go over any spots, like this is where I have my dark spots. I'm using that Banish kit and playing with it to try and get rid of these sunspots. All right, there's nothing left on there. I just kind of took the brush over it one more time. All right, I like that brush, pretty nice. I can take a sponge, not that one, let's use this one, and just go over it to make sure everything's blended in and looks nice and even, doesn't have any brush strokes or anything like that. I was trying to dab with it, but you never know. Plus, this kind of removes any excess product you might have set down by mistake. You can see that was clean beforehand. So it kind of removed any excess product. So that's really good. All right, let's see here. Things that had bronzers to it. These two had bronzers to it. I am seeing, let's see here. We've got, this one here is a bronzer. And this one is a bronzer that goes into a blush and highlight. Let's start with this one. I'm going to start with this one right here. I'm using a, which brushes do I have? Okay, I'm going to use this Pixi brush. Pixi by Petra. It's called the Shape and Sculpt. And I'm just going into that color there. I'm just going to work that in for a little bit of a contour. Tap it in, kind of work it into the hairline, down and around. It's harder doing your face with one down here. Under the chin. Blend it down. All right, then I'm going to take this one that has a little bit of the blush in it, I think. You know what? Actually, I'm going to take these two together with my Tom Ford brush. I'm just going to go between the two of them, tap it off, and I'm going to use this to blend everything. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. Why does it smell different than what I just did the first time? And then I just kind of go lightly all over to kind of blend it all in. Woo! Except for I'm pulling down hairs. All right. Let's set that aside. Then these Amazing Cosmetics Illuminate Eye Primers, when I got them, because of the colors, there was a purple, a pink, and a peach. I thought they were going to be under eye primers. They're not. They're lid primers. And let's look at, oh, so one's a nude and one is a peach. Let's look at both of them and then decide which one we should use today. Okay, so there's the peach and here's the nude. The nude is not, I mean, it's nude, but it's, so the top one is nude and the bottom one is the peach. You know what? Let's do this. Let's take the nude one on the lid first. This is just a Sedona Lace EB13 or ED13, I'm not sure. That's the peach, let's see. All right, we're gonna take the nude one. That's the one we're gonna play with today. Let's see. And I've not used any of this, so I have no idea how it's gonna work out. It's got a pretty color to it. It's not too much color. Has a little bit of a sheen, it appears. It's actually kind of similar to the Laura Mercier Buff. Here, I'll even put it next to it to see. Actually, it's very, very similar. I didn't even realize this. Oh, that's pretty cool. Let's see. I'll put it right next to it. I'll put an extra dot of the Amazing Cosmetics one so you can see it, because I used a good amount of it. very, very, oh, just dropped that in my drawer. So that's the Laura Mercier and that's the Amazing Cosmetics. Not bad, very similar. I'm gonna wipe my hand up. I'm gonna let that sit for a second. Some of these I find you need to sit, like the Laura Mercier one does better when you let it sit for a little bit. We'll let that sit. All right, so let's do some brows. All I do, this is that Maybelline Brow Define and Fill Duo. And all I do, it's like, I jokingly say it's like coloring in the lines. I just take the shape that's already there and I just color it in with this. It's the color Auburn is the color I use. So let's see here, same thing on this side. So I was watching I think it's the end of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion this morning. I haven't finished it, but they're like New York is my favorite, I would say. And then Beverly Hills might be my second favorite. I just wipe under my eyes a little bit because after I do that foundation, sometimes it causes a little bit to settle. So let's see here. We let the eyes sit for a second. Face is going to be towards the end. Let's play with this one, which is the Chloe Manello by Pixi. Let's see. Let me open it, and that way maybe it won't get a glare for you guys once I figure out how to open it, right? Ugh, didn't want to open for me. All right, so this is what it looks like. Let's see. All right, I'm going to play mostly with these three right through here. So let's take a Sephora Pro 19. I'm going to start in this color right here, kind of the peachy color. Do that on my, let's scoot this mirror over so I can see. In the crease. Good. I only put a little bit on it first because I wasn't sure how pigmented it was going to be. But it's got nice pigmentation to it. Pretty color. Good, just neutral blending color. Just kind of going back and forth. So it was funny because, what was it? I think it was Miss Crystal and I were talking about the fact that you just get to a certain stage in your life where you don't really stray that far with makeup looks and colors. You learn what works for you and you don't really stray too far from that anymore. And it's funny because when I get in so many of these PR packages, I'm like, I'll use that, or ooh, I will not use that. You just kind of know. So I'm going to use the color that's right next to it. That's like a pretty golden color with a Sephora Pro 14. Tap that in. I'm just going to put a little bit on my lid. Well, that's a pretty color. That is a pretty color. Let's do the other side. It's got like a nice sheen to it, but not like glittery. You know what I mean? Like I feel like there's that fine line between a sheen and a glitter. So then I'm going to take a Sephora Pro 15 and let's go with, you know what, let's go with this one, the darker of the two on the very top one as our highlight. See how that works out. That's a nice highlight without being too jump in your face highlight. This is pretty. I like it. All right, then I'm going to go back in with that Sephora Pro 19 in that same color. That original color that I used. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe this off. I'm going to use this blush here for a little bit of blending. Oh, that is pretty. That works good. Gives you a little bit extra dimension. I like it. I don't do a very crazy defined eye anymore. Like, I mean, dark, not defined, dark. I don't do crazy dark anymore. It just doesn't work with me. It doesn't work with my eye shape. Let's see, should we do a little bit under the eye maybe? This is a Sigma E30. Let's take a little bit of that peachy color there. See how that goes under the eye. Doesn't show up. So we're going to go with, you know what? Let's use this down here that's kind of in like the liner for shadows. Gives a little bit of a difference. There you go. I don't know if that's for brows or for eyeliner or what, but I like it. Again, whoo, got that right in my eyes. I went to turn. I don't do a lot under my eyes either. I don't do eyeliner. I don't do mascara under my eyes. It does not work for me at all. I like this. I mean, I could totally, oh gosh, I shouldn't have closed it. I could use one of these and use them as an eyeliner and do down by my lash line. You know what? Let's do it. Why not, right? I take that back. I forgot that I have some eyeliners over here. Luckily, I just saw them before I started to do that. So let's take a look here. There is the cream color one and the black one. And then there's a dual-ended one. I'm not going to use the dual-ended one. And then there's this one that's the pen one and a dark blue. Let's see here. I feel like, let's put the cream colored one first on the lower, sorry, I've got products everywhere, on the lower lash line. Let's see here. That just helps to open up your eye. Brighten it up. Now, if you're going to line your tight line, your water line on the top, and you want a lighter one on the bottom, always do that first, because as soon as you put this one on, what tends to happen, at least for me, if I do my top waterline and I blink, it transfers it to my lower one. So if you put the lighter one on first, it'll help it so it doesn't stick to there. So let's do the top. Oh, this goes on nice. So did the cream one, but this one's nice. This one might be given that Marc Jacobs, and this one's expensive by comparison. The fine liner, or tight liner, fine liner, I don't remember. This might be giving that a run for its money. This goes on just as nice. We'll see how it wears through the day. My eyes always water when I start to do that. It's probably why mine transfers. That actually goes on really nice. I'm pretty impressed with that. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, since we have it here, this is a liner pencil, or felt pencil, I mean. Let's go through and just line the top too. I'm gonna do lashes, but get really close to that lash line. You don't want to see any dots. I mean, you know, space between the lashes and the liner. That goes on really nice too. I'm liking it. Ooh, this is hard to do. Here we go. I always start in the middle. I don't know why. It's kind of hard holding the mirror this way, because I'm trying to stay out of the way of my camera. There we go. I like that. That went on nice and smooth. I am always, I have shaky hands just by nature, so I'm always kind of like extra cautious as I do that kind of stuff. Let's see what else. Let's go on to lashes. I'm gonna do my lashes next, and then I'll come back and do the rest of my face. I am going to fast forward through this, but I will show you how I put them on. I'm not gonna put them on the same way I showed in my last Get Ready With Me. I've done it a little bit differently now. I always pull out, I use baby wipes. I use them because they help to keep my tweezers clean as I'm putting them on, so no glue gets stuck on them. I went back to using my Star Glue in clear. I have a set of cuticle clippers and my favorite Kiss Ritzy lashes, which is also the number 11. And this, I've showed you guys this before. You bend these back and it makes it so you can pop the lashes off. It is so much easier than anything else I've ever tried. So you just go through and you push them down, which I'm having trouble doing right now, of course, you know, and then you just pop it off. Pulls the lashes off without bending them. Now I do clip the very last set, furthest on this corner, the outside corner, the biggest set. I clip that off. I'm gonna take both of these lashes off first. I put my glasses on to make sure that I'm getting the cutting right. And so I just take them and I take my scissors and I go to the last big clump, which is It's just that much right there. Usually, and I didn't do it because I'm talking to you guys and not paying attention, I take my glue and I put about that much on my hand while I'm trimming the lashes, so this gets a little bit tacky. Now, I do have my Tinksky, I don't remember how to say this ever, and my Tweezerman tweezers, and I generally just take them, I've got the glue there drying, and I run it along the edge of that baby wipe to clean them off, to make sure there's no glue on either one of them. So I get them good and clean, and then I just set this on my lap, and I make sure that these are dry before I start. Let's see, I'll start with, I gotta move these over so I might have to move my mirror a little bit closer. So I take the lash and I have to hold it properly so I don't bend the lashes. And I just kind of tap it down and drag it along through the glue. Depending on how long it's set or ready. I don't think it's gonna be ready. All right, I'm gonna take my tweezers. This is never as easy doing it on camera, by the way, guys. It's so much easier when you don't have all this stuff in front of you and cameras and so on and so forth. All right, so now I'm gonna take it and I'm just gonna set it down as close to the lash as I can get it. All right, so lashes are on. I let them dry for a second. I tend to do my face. I use that same baby wipe off the excess glue. I also take that same baby wipe and wipe off my coaster. All right, then I am going to go in and finish my face up while the glue is drying, and then I'll show you what else I do there. So let's go on to the rest of the face. So we did the bronzer and we did the kind of contour. I'm going to take Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer because I don't have a new concealer that I'm testing out. And I'm going to go in and just kind of go under the eye here and just draw it across. This is in the color Medium Light. Sorry if you hear Marty down there going in and out before his meeting. Same beauty blender. Just go back and forth, get as close as you can to your lash line. I always look up while I do this. It just seems to make it so I can get in really good. All right. I feel like the lashes just really brighten my face up too. All right. We're going to set with this. It is the IT Cosmetics By Pores Translucent. This is the loose one. That was the one that was the travel one they sent me. I thought it was a small version of this, which is just the pressed. So loose and pressed. I already love the pressed one. I think I had a loose one back in the day. Has a little sponge with it, and then it has a sticker on it. Anytime I get something like this that has the sticker you're supposed to pull off and you end up with way too much stuff, I take my tweezers and I punch holes where the holes are. And you can see the product puffing up, but it's that way so you don't get too much out. Take that, and then what I do is I put the lid back on, so I only punch through on 4 of the holes. So I'm gonna put the lid back on, shake it upside down, and watch. Like, you end up with a bunch of product. That way you don't have too much. So this is a Beauty Junkies brush that's sold in a set. I forget what, this one doesn't have a name, I don't think. It's just called Pro Setting. And then you can tap out whatever you need. You don't need much of this powder, especially for, I'm just setting under the eyes. And I go into the inner corner with this, under my eyes. So I'm setting under the eyes. Let's do that. And then I'm gonna put the mascara on, and then I'll finish the rest of my face. And now typically, I have been using an IT Cosmetics one, but I got this. It's the Pixi by Petra Black Lacquer Lash Primer. So let's give this a try. Ooh, that's a nice looking, like the brush is a really nice brush. Felt nice coming out. Now I always do this to just make the lashes, my natural lashes, which are brown-ish, and the false lashes blend together better. I just feel like it really makes a better difference. Do you see the difference between those two eyes there? I like it. I like it a lot. Like this. I like lash primers over mascara when I am wearing false lashes because of the fact that they're a little bit easier to get off at the end of the night. Like, they don't cause the raccoon eye as much so. I feel like something's up with that lash in the inner corner. I'm gonna have to play with that. I like that. All right, let's go into blush and highlight. So we already used this one for the contour. Let's use this one for the blush maybe, and this one for the highlight. We'll play. I will say I noticed, again, I was doing this like not my normal way. This slash I definitely put further in to the center, and this one I put further out to the outside, but so is life. All right, I do my highlight first, me personally. I'm gonna use this one right up here. And I use, I don't know if they make this one anymore. One of these they got rid of, the Sephora Pro Airbrush 54. And I just go across it, tap it off, and I'm gonna go right on my cheekbones. Same thing on this side. It's a pretty color. I like that. Then I'm going to use the blush in here. And we're gonna use the IT Cosmetics brush that they sent me. What is this one called? Heavenly Luxe French Boutique Blush number 4. And I'm gonna go closer on this side than this side. So I'm just gonna tap it in. Tap it off. Because I don't personally do a whole lot of like a bright blush. It just doesn't work on me. This is a very soft brush. Okay, I got more on that side than this side. Okay, but here is the last step that I do as far as face that helps. Where did that IT go? Okay, so the IT Cosmetics. So I'm gonna bang some of this out. Woo! Okay, see? Now I banged too much out. Can you see the puff of craziness? All right, I'm gonna take this brush that was sent to me as well, the Heavenly Luxe Wand Ball Powder number 8. I'm actually just going around the edges of this because it's a mess. All right, and then I'm going to set everything with this, which also helps to blend out any excess blush if I have too much. This is an amazing brush. I don't know why I never had this one. It feels great. I definitely tapped out too much of this product. So now I've got to try and get it back in there. Whew. All right. I love the Bye Bye Pores, but whew, I personally like the pressed one better for that exact reason that you're seeing right there. All right, let's go on to lips. And this was in the Pixi by Dulce Candy, this lip palette. Whoa, had a clear piece over it. Let's see, I need a lip brush. I'm gonna use this kind of mauve-y color down here. And we're just gonna draw it on. That's a good, like your lips but better color. You can tell the difference between my top to bottom lip. Oh, I like this color a lot. I like this. They're very smooth. I usually find lipsticks that are in a palette like this are not as smooth, but this is nice. Sorry, it's hard to talk while you're doing your lips. They're so smooth. Okay, I like that. Nice. I like it, I like it, I like it. That feels good. Let's see here. What else do we have? And I think I used everything too that I had planned on using. So that's the look. Just doing a little bit of extra powder. Oh, I do sometimes take my Sephora Pro Airbrush Concealer 57 and go right up under my eyes where the concealer tends to set for me. This is a little bit more dense of a brush that helps to break that up. I'm liking that natural colored eyeliner on the bottom too. So now I'm gonna go do my hair. All right, so while my curls are setting for a couple minutes, this is new. You guys haven't seen it in a haul video yet, but I need a gloss, I feel like. And this is Estee Lauder's Pure Color Envy Reckless Bloom. It's a really pretty color. I just feel like I need some gloss on. That lipstick is super smooth, but it's flat looking, like meaning I feel like it needs a little bit of highlight or reflection or whatever have you. So I'm getting ready to brush my hair out, but I thought about it and I was like, I'll tell you guys a little bit of what I think. I absolutely loved the YSL foundation. Love that. I really like the Chloe Manello, the eyeshadows. They seem to really work well. I am loving this Amazing Cosmetics Illuminate Eye Primer in the color Uplifting Nude. I'm really digging that. It's really nice. All of the eyeliners, especially, so I've used a ton of, like, as I call them, flesh colored eyeliners, and this one, it just works with my skin tone. It's really nice. Usually they're either too white or too orange for me, and this one actually works perfectly. I also really like the mascara primer and the lipsticks. Those are probably my favorite things. But it came out as a nice look. So I'm just taking my brush, I'm using my wet brush, and I am just brushing out all of those curls I did. I brushed them out, and that might sound weird, but it makes them look more undone. All right, and then I'm gonna take a little bit of the ORIBE Dry Texturizing Spray. I love this stuff. You can see the difference from one side to the other. Love this stuff. It's just so good. So yeah, I guess that's everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this Get Ready With Me trying out some new products. I figured, why not? Especially since there were so many that I hadn't used yet. Give them all a shot, see how they go. My shirt is from Old Navy. I'm obsessed with that line, their Luxe t-shirt line. They are so comfy, so soft. I size up in them and I tie them in the front and they're super comfortable and cute. Love them. So that is everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this look and what I did and how I tried it out. Let me know your thoughts down below, and thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a great day.